Hello everyone. So let's now solve question number 3. So question 3 asks us to choose the set of correct options. Now for checking the correctness of these options, we need to know some properties of determinant that I have mentioned here. We are going to use these properties to check whether the given option is correct or not. So let's see these options one by one. So option 1. So option 1 says a triangular 3 cross 3 matrix has non-zero determinant if and only if all the diagonal entries are non-zero. So we have one properties of determinant that says for triangular matrices, their determinant is just a product of diagonal entries. That means, let's say if we have one triangular matrix A whose diagonal entries are, let's say, A, B, and C, and consider this is an triangular matrix. It can be upper triangular, lower triangular, diagonal, scalar, identity. It can be any of these type of matrices. All are considered as triangular matrices. Then its determinant would be ABC, that is the product of the diagonal. And they are saying that it will be 0 only if all one of the diagonal element is 0. So if this determinant is 0, that means product of ABC is 0 and ABC are some real numbers. So their product will only be 0 if one of the diagonal element would be 0, that is one of ABC should be 0. So that's why option 1 would be correct. Now option 2, if A and B are 3 cross 3 matrices, then determinant of A plus B is equal to determinant of A plus determinant of B. Option 2. So we will consider one example for option 2. That is, let's say A is our identity matrix of order 3 and we are taking B also be the identity matrix of order 3. Then determinant of A is 1, determinant of B is also 1. Now we have A plus B to be 2, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0, 2. And then the determinant of A plus B would be simply 2 into 2 into 2 because of the above fact that for triangular matrices, their determinant is just a product of diagonal entries. We are again using this fact to calculate the determinant of this matrix. So its determinant would be 8, which is not equal to determinant of A plus determinant of B, as determinant of A plus determinant of B is 2. So this option would be false. Okay. Now option 3 says if A is a 3 cross 3 matrix and B is the matrix obtained from A by multiplying each column of A by its column number, then determinant of B is 6 times determinant of A. So let's see option 3 now. That A is our some matrix. Let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now we are obtaining matrix B by multiplying each column of A by its column number. So that means first column of A will multiply by 1. That will remain same. Second column of A would multiply by 2 and third column will multiply by 3. So this is our matrix B. Now we know one fact of the determinant that if you multiply one row by some constant K, then the determinant of the new matrix would be equal to the K times, that is the constant by which you are multiplying, times the original matrix. Now this is our row operation. This row operation we can same replicate in the column operation also. That is, if you multiply a column by some constant, then the change in the determinant would be the same. That is in the case of row operation. So here, as we are multiplying first row by 1, second row by 2, and third row by 3, then the determinant of matrix B would be equal to 1 into 2 into 3 times determinant of matrix A. That is same as 6 times determinant of matrix A. So that's why option 3 is also correct. Now let's check option 4. If the sum of the first and third row vector of a 3 cross 3 matrix A is equal to the second row vector of A, then determinant of A is 0. So let's take option 4. Now again consider our matrix A to be A, B, C. Now, okay, so sum of first and third row. So now consider third row over this. And the second row is the sum of first and third row. So it would be A plus D, B plus E, C plus F. Then the determinant of this matrix A should be 0. So for that, we are going to apply some row operation on this matrix. That is R2 will subtract row 1 and also subtract row 3. So on doing this row operation, we will get our second row as 0. As we are subtracting first row from the second row and also third row from the second row. So the second row, that is the sum of first and third row, if we are subtracting them, then the second row would become the 0 row. And we have one fact of the determinant that for any n cross n matrix, if it has one or more 0 row or column, then its determinant is 0. So here, as we got one 0 row, then its determinant would be equal to 0. So we can also convert this as a fact that if one row is the sum of other two rows for a matrix, then in that case also the determinant of that matrix would be 0. Hence, option 4 is also correct. So let's now solve question number 5. So question 5 says, the marks obtained by Safina, Ram and Pratiksha in quiz 1, quiz 2 and NSEM with the maximum marks for each exam are shown in the table. So we have given one table which includes the marks of Safina, Ram and Pratiksha. Like for example, Safina marks in quiz 1 is 89%, in quiz 2 it is 95, and in NSEM it is 88%. Now, the weightage of marks in the final grade of quiz 1, quiz 2 and NSEM is shown in the table. So for calculating final grade, we are taking 20% of quiz 1 and 20% of quiz 2 and 60% of NSEM. So your final grade would be calculated by 20% of quiz 1 plus 20% of quiz 2 marks plus 60% of NSEM marks. Now let's read the option. So the first two options ask us that final grade of Safina, Ram and Pratiksha can be represented by the matrix this, while in option 2 this is the final grade would be represented by this matrix. So let's check that. So the marks that is given to us are as follows. Now, option 1 and 2. We are taking the 20% of quiz 1 marks, 20% of quiz 2, and 60% of NSEM marks. Now, first, their marks, we can represent them in the matrix form like this. Now, for final grade calculation, the weightage of the quiz 1, quiz 2 is of quiz 1, quiz 2, and NSEM is given by this matrix. That is 20%, so we are taking zero point 0.2, 20% of quiz 2, so zero point 0.2, and 60% of NSIM, so zero point 0.6 we are taking. So the final grade would be given by this matrix multiplied by this matrix, that is 89, 95, 98. Now when we do the calculation, so we get 0.8, so it will be equal to 89.6, 93.4, 94.4. So this will be the final grade for Safina, Ram and Pratiksha, and this is of matrix of order 3 cross 1. So hence we can check that option 2 has the correct matrix, while option 1 is wrong. And option 3 says the order of the matrix which represents final grade of Safina, Ram and Pratiksha is 3 cross 1. So option 3 is also correct. Now option 4 says if the bonus marks given to Safina, Ram and Pratiksha are represented by the following matrix, then the overall final grade can be represented by this matrix. So basically, our final grade matrix, that is this matrix, we are adding these bonus marks. So now the overall final grade would be represented by the summation of these two matrices. So for option 4, our final grade matrix was this. And we are adding these bonus marks, that is 1.4, 2.6 and 0. So now their final grade would be 91, 86 and 94.4. So this will be their final grade, and that is exactly what is given in option 4. Hence option 4 is also correct. Thank you.